Welcome back to the Blissful Heart channel. My name is Desiree Lee and I am here to channel divine guidance and love to help you live your best life. This is the installment of Magnificent Mondays, coming at you every Monday to make your week a little bit brighter, a little bit more blissful. Let's get into it. So for those of you watching me on video, you're like, wow, Desiree has really upped her game with this microphone and headset. And for those of you listening to the podcast, you already know what's going on. I actually purchased a wonderful set of microphones and a soundboard and all of this about 2 years ago in hopes to start a podcast. And I thought, the best way to get shit done is to start. So here I am starting. I decided 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm going to make my video and I'm going to make a podcast. So this is going to be the first podcast episode of Magnificent Mondays with Blissful Heart or Desiree Lee. And we're going to talk about the energies for the week and do a pick a card. Now, for those of you listening, I will do a brief description of the card, although it won't be necessary because I will be giving you channeled guidance. However, you can go to my YouTube channel, Blissful Heart, and see the imagery of the cards. I will also be putting timestamps in both the podcast description and the video description so that you can skip to your card. So first, I want to take a look at the overall energy for the collective. This is going to apply to each and every one of you, and then we'll get more specific with a pick a card. I did design the Magnificent Mondays to be brief, unless you're listening to every pick a card, which, isn't a bad idea. And if you really want to kind of get into it, I recommend getting a cup of coffee or some tea and kicking back and listening, because I do find that while there may be one card that specifically applies to you, there is always pieces of gold in every card for everyone, or every group, I should say. So Angels of Truth, Love, and Light, what is the collective affirmation for this week? Ooh, we got 2 cards from the Super Attractor deck by Gabby Bernstein. We have my Super Attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith and love and joy I put out. I love that because it's so true. And I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. Oh, yes. Yes, I feel that so deeply because it's so easy for us to get caught up in our to-do list and our hopes and our dreams and actions and bills and feeding ourselves and chores and all of that. We get so caught up in it that we can sometimes fall into a trap of being afraid of things not working out for us. So it's so important for us to just reconnect to having faith and knowing that the universal love consciousness has your best interest in mind and is always putting out things in your path to direct you towards your highest good. And if those things that the universe is putting in your path feel like shit, then you're maybe going the wrong direction. Something to consider, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead to the Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And I want to take a look at a more meaningful message for the Starseeds Lightworkers, those of you listening. Ali, y'all. What is the guided message for the week that you think is so important for us to hear? Ooh, boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Wow. You know, I feel like that's so important, and it's crazy because I definitely have been laying those down last month, but the fact that this is coming up for the collective suggests that maybe not all of you have done that. So where are you maybe being too much of a yes person, possibly? You know, I find that a lot of us people, starseeds, light workers, those of us that have chosen to help make the world a better place, fall very quickly into saying yes too frequently and kind of falling into that trap of toxic positivity. So it's super, super important to remember that saying no and respecting your time and your energy is going to get you better results than just saying yes to everybody and everything, because I don't think I need to remind you that there are predatory people out there, vampires, energy vampires, that will take pleasure in taking advantage of your kind and generous and loving heart. So tell them to fuck off. No, but tell them I can't do that right now. I'm too busy. I've got too much on my plate. And you know, that is another message that has definitely been coming through for all of us. It's like just to take a little bit of a breather, chillax. Like, we need a little bit of rest this week. I'm going to pull one more oracle card here for us before I get into the pick of cards, and I'm going with the Believe in Your Own Magic oracle deck. And what would you like to say, angels, to the collective? Card 20, Lighthouse. Don't doubt your worth. And then it has an image of a beautiful girl hanging up a frame that says, I am always enough, on her wall. And she's definitely my kind of people. She's got some plants and some books and a lantern, because she's the lighthouse. And I feel like this is just, in case you didn't get the message and the boundaries that I just talked about, this is your message. Like, you need to recognize that you're totally worth it, and you deserve some time to relax. You deserve some space. There's no guilt or shame saying I'm too busy when you're actually just taking the night off and having Netflix and chilling. So, oh, you know what? While I was talking, I just realized that I didn't tell my podcast listeners the imagery. And as I said that, I just noticed that the affirmation card, I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe, is surrounded by a circle of hands. And then the Work Your Light card, Boundaries, has an image of a goddess with all of her chakras lit up, kind of floating in an intergalactic space-time continuum. And she too is surrounded by hands. I mean, what are the odds of that? It's like everybody wants a piece of you, you know? And ooh, I'm getting a channeled message on that. You know, those of us that are here shining our light like these big, brilliant lighthouses, we attract some moths like to a flame. And there are people that are suffering and are in pain and do look to you for light and guidance and support. I love this message so much. If you're new to this and you haven't learned how to take care of your energetic boundaries, like shielding and protecting yourself and using crystals and sage and affirmations like verbal prayer to like command your shield to protect you from people trying to take your energy, like, you need to go ahead and learn about that. And if you want me to do a video podcast on that, let me know and I will, because I can tell you that I wish I had someone to hold my hand when I was younger and protect me. And what ends up happening actually when you are getting your energy vampired and you don't really quite realize it is you will crave addictive substances like alcohol or drugs to cope. So it's super important that you do earthing, grounding. Let the earth heal you of toxic energy that you collect throughout your day, depending on your work environment or what you're surrounded with. I just love that message. So boundaries, not only like physical boundaries of space and time, but also energetic boundaries to protect your auric body and pranic field. That's some good stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and get these pick-a-cards set up for you. Okay, so for my listeners, we have 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 has a heart-shaped rare pink labradorite stone. Group 2 has a dendritic agate stone. And group 3 has clear quartz. Now, it's so up to you, whether you're listening or viewing, to just take a moment, close your eyes, unless you're driving, take a breath, and just ask yourself group 1, group 2, group 3, or pink labradorite, dendritic agate, or clear quartz. I'm going to give you a moment to think about that. If you need more time, go ahead and click pause. Otherwise, we're going to move forward. Okay, group 1, here we have your pile with the heart-shaped pink labradorite stone. This is such a beautiful stone to me, the reflections in it is just absolutely gorgeous. And the heart shape obviously is going to relate to our heart chakra and looking at areas of healing and love. And then the pink labradorite is really great at stimulating your intuition and increasing psychic abilities. It is known to be a stone that aids in transformation and is a useful companion through change. It can also help protect your aura and raise your consciousness as it helps you ground energy. All right, group 1. So let's get into this. We have Nina Simone. Never trust cures from the system that made you sick. When love is no longer on the menu, don't eat. There is nothing more beautiful than speaking truth to power. I absolutely love Nina Simone, and if you are not familiar with her, Nina Simone was the patron saint of the rebellion, living a life of unflinching honesty, distinguished by a fearless commitment to the cause of freedom and a refusal to be limited by her race or gender. Simone's talents were truly inimitable. Her peerless interpretations of the songs she wrote or covered captured both the limits of morality and the mysteries of the spirit. Blessed with the gift of fire, her mix of lyrical boldness, raging passion, and righteous political bombast has made her a hero to younger generations who listen to her when they want to know how freedom might sound. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, this says that you are in the middle of a rebellion. Like, you are out there loud and proud. And I feel like if you aren't doing it in a physical form, you are definitely, like, energetically, spiritually, like, consciously, you are saying, I am done with the old, like, I am rebelling against all that is holding me back, and I am changing my story to that of a winner. We got card 21, Uriel and the Sphinx from the Akashic Tarot, and this too is about a huge transformative change coming in for you. So first I want to acknowledge that 21 combined is the number 3, and 3 is always a very powerful number of kind of, I think of it as getting help from spirit. Like, obviously our guides are always helping us, but this is like the next level or supercharged level. I see it as union of the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and God consciousness. So this card shows that it's time for you to do the most important and possibly the most difficult work in your life, which is why you need the power of Nina Simone behind you. The digging and inner discovery that takes you to your deepest self and your deepest power. Even the Great Sphinx has to be dug out many times from the blowing desert sands that buried it up to its neck, and you must dig diligently too. You may have to chip away at the rock-line substance of your old beliefs and history so that you can get to the truth inside, but don't worry, you have begun already and you've made considerable inroads. Don't forget to call upon Archangel Uriel, whose name means fire of God, and let him help you. Don't diminish the importance of this phase. It is the work that leads you to your initiation to your higher power. I mean, I intuitively put the pink labradorite down for this group, but honestly, I feel that it's like I'm seeing how my guides are showing me is like you are buried in like a stone coffin, and this represents all of the oppression that is holding you back from speaking and living your truth and just being in the light of who you are and embracing your power. And it could be religion, it could be family, it could be culture. There are many different ways. It could be all of the above, right? But there are many different ways. I'm also hearing like a toxic relationship with a partner that won't let you shine your truth. But I'm seeing you getting this superpower to press that stone slab off of you and rise, you know. So from the Gaia, the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, we have number 3. So that's 2 3s, right? Because 21 is a 3. The Youth. The Youth to me is similar to the energy of the Magician card and the traditional tarot, as somebody that is like young and inspired and like eager to like get out there and live a life. It also suggests like a time of growth, right? A time of change, moving forward with courage and bravery, but also like hope. Like I just feel that there's nothing that can replicate the innocence of our hope when we're young. And I'm not talking about when you're 7. I'm talking about when you're turned 17 going on 18 and you're like ready to be an adult and you haven't necessarily had your dreams crushed yet in terms of how difficult it is to like manage all of the daily mundane tasks of being an adult and to fulfill your dreams. So there's just like really passionate like sense of commitment and adventure and just taking great risks. So there's just a lot of bravery coming through for you here. I just love the energy of this group. And then we got the Queen of Swords from the Angel Tarot, or the Angel Wisdom Tarot. And it has a beautiful queen sitting in a throne with a sword, and there's some blue butterflies, and she's in a blue dress. I also failed to mention the Youth, who is a young, handsome man with long black hair and a giant walking stick with a wolf by his side and a scroll. So I'm bringing it up because my guides are pointing out how the Youth has this staff and how this Queen of Swords has this sword. There's like this very directed energy is what they're saying. Like there's something that's, and the staff, you know, is about channeling energy from the earth. So definitely like needing to ground down here to help you empower. And they're talking about what I was saying with earthing earlier in terms of cleaning your energy up. For the Queen of Swords card, it says brilliant, experienced, humorous, judgmental, releasing situations or people that no longer serve you. There's those boundaries, seeing the humor in difficult situations, focusing on career, divorced or unmarried individuals. Wow, okay. So I'm trying to make sure these all fit. That's really interesting to me, because I was suggesting that maybe some of this dead weight you're getting rid of is a partner that's been holding you back and not letting you shine. I definitely see too that they're pointing out that while there's this youthful energy that we saw in the Dreams of Gaia card, there's also a person that's wise and is like, knows the right and the wrong and what works and what doesn't work, and has learned a lot of valuable lessons and is brilliant even. Brilliant even. Then I pulled some final guidance messages for you. The first one is from the Angel Oracle, and it is relationship. Yeah, it's so funny. This relationship keeps coming up, right? Your primary relationship is with yourself and God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, then snuggle more closely with your loving Creator. As you feel safe and loved within, so shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. And in the imagery here, we see a beautiful angel female on a unicorn. And she's just like hugging up on this wonderful unicorn and spreading her beautiful wings. I mean, yes, so it could be definitely a direct reference to putting other people in front of you, whether it's a partner or, you know, your coworkers, your boss, just your friends in general. You've got to like reconnect. Yeah, they're saying like you already know that, but reconnect with your God consciousness. And they're bringing up Uriel and the Sphinx again, and like they want me to talk about how important this journey is, this journey that you're on, and like the work that you're here to do. And you know, while you sometimes may think it's not real, that you're crazy for thinking that like starting some tiny little business is like going to change the world, but it is. And it's so important to know that our only goal in this life, especially for those of you that are here signed up to make the world a better place with me, my friends, that we have to love ourselves and develop that relationship of self-worth and self-love, and then we will find our true passion, and then we will live it, and we will be the lighthouse, and we will be an example, and we will shine that light out 360 degrees, and we will inspire others to find their true love, their true passion. That's how it works. Every single person needs to be living in joy. That's what we're here to do, right? That's the war. That's the battle. We gotta love all of ourselves. That's why I always say, like, don't be so busy looking outside at the politics and the environment, okay? Don't go down those rabbit holes of pain and suffering. Just focus on what you can do for yourself. And when you have taken care of your burdens and relieved that weight, then maybe your job will be to work for and helping the environment. Maybe you will build a big company that can donate 20% of its proceeds to stop world hunger. You know what I'm saying? So don't get bogged down with the things that are going to depress you and slow you down at this time. Take care of your relationship with you first. And then our final guidance message is from the medicine cards. We got Turkey, card 31, which is a 4, and this deck is very new to me in terms of use. While I've had it a long time, I'm going to get right into the guidebook with this one because I am not really familiar with the power of Turkey. It says, give away. Turkey is actually thought to be the giveaway eagle or south eagle of many native peoples. The philosophy of giveaway was practiced by many tribes. Simply stated, it is the deep and abiding recognition of the sacrifices of both self and others. People in modern-day society who have many times more than they need should study the noble turkey who sacrifices itself so that we may live. In Turkey's death, we have our life. Honor Turkey. Turkey was the medicine of many saints and mystics. Celebrate if you have Turkey medicine. Your virtues are many. You have transcended self. You act and react on the behalf of others. You aspire to help those who need help. This is not out of some sense of self-righteous moralism or religious guilt. Help and sustenance are given by Turkey out of the realization that all life is sacred It is knowing that the Great Spirit resides within all people. It is an acknowledgement that what you do for others, you do for yourself. Turkey medicine rests in true ego and enlightenment. Doing unto others and feeding the people. Doing unto others and feeding the people is the message of all true spiritual systems. Depending on how Turkey is aspected in your cards, you are being given a gift. This gift could be spiritual, material, or even intellectual. The gift may be great or small, but it is never insignificant. Congratulations. You may have just won the lottery. Or the gift may be a beautiful sunset or the smell of a fragrant flower. On the other hand, you may feel the spirit of giving growing within you and wanting you to share with others. Well, I definitely feel for you that this is about receiving, because we've already been talking about how you're such a giver. But if you resonate more with not ever giving, like if you are like, actually I'm quite the taker, then maybe you do need to be giving a little. But I love that energy. Thank you so much, Group 1. I am sending you all so much love and light. Many blessings. Hey, Group 2, you picked the group with Dendritic Agate. Dendritic Agate opens one's eyes to the divine blueprint of the self and the areas we have failed to be true to that pattern. It facilitates the determination needed to make course corrections to our path, and it helps purify one's energy field and assists one in overcoming self-destructive emotions. Helpful for releasing stress, overcoming addictions, and back pain. So I'll bring that in a little closer for my camera. And it's really pretty. It's got like a lot of layers in it. All right, Group 2, let's get into what your musician is. Kate Bush. Never let go of mystery. Cultivate nostalgia for what never was. The arrows of desire are sometimes dipped in poison. Kate Bush is an enduring enigma who has taken on a distinctly mythic reputation in our collective dreaming. In a career that routinely confounds expectations, her work can seem like a bridge between the past and the next big thing. Originally pigeonholed as a fuzzily spiritual manic pixie dream girl, Bush has spent decades cultivating and maintaining her status as a revered musical pioneer, and her appeal transcends age, gender, and taste. Even those who routinely ridicule artsiness and pretension will make an exception in her case. She remains her own entity, and as such, she is granted the awe and occasional indulgence afforded to the truly unique. I mean, I'm getting artist vibes big time for you, Group 2. There is definitely like kind of like a weird, freaky nature to you. Like somebody that thinks outside of the box, that likes to do different things, and maybe you're not quite doing that yet. From the Akashic Tarot, we got the Eight of Scrolls, Paths Unknown, and that shows a blonde female at a crossroads, and we've got a raccoon, a squirrel, a fox, and a satchel of scrolls, and she's kind of staring off into the distance, trying to decide which path should I take, because there are actually 3, not 2. Now with the Eight of Scrolls energy, we are definitely looking at being at this time in your life where you've learned a lot. In fact, you've learned so much that you're not quite sure like what your next step is, because you're somebody that's kind of obsessed with learning. You really enjoy like learning new things, and you don't really ever recognize like how much you've learned, and that maybe you don't need to learn anything else. In the guidebook, it says that you've been traveling on a path that's known to you, and it shows you the way to the expected outcomes, but there are other paths that aren't as clear. Remember, if you stay with only the known and seemingly safe, you won't catch the unseen opportunities that can come your way. Some options may be unexpected and perhaps a little risky. Don't be so attached to your agenda that you miss them. You are flexible and brave enough to step into the shadows, so stay alert and explore opportunities in the least expected places. I mean, I'm getting that my guides are telling me now that this Kate Bush energy is something you want to embody more of. So you either A, already embody it, or B, you kind of admire it and wish you did embody more of it. And they're saying this is your chance, like now is the time. From our Dreams of Gaia Tarot, we got the Three of Swords, and it's got a picture, an image of a beautiful man with long blonde hair with a book full of light. There's an owl, a dragon, a skull, a book open. I mean, this is all about learning. Oh, okay, so funny, right? That's kind of referring to what I was just saying, is that you are obsessed with learning. You really, really love it. You love reading, you love exploring, taking classes. You know, you have a very creative spirit in terms of knowing how much there is to do in this world and almost getting trapped by how many possibilities there are. They're saying, yes, that's exactly what it is. Like, there's so many things you can do, and there's so many things that you love, and you learned so much about so many different things that you aren't actually like facilitating any of your skills. You're just keep learning more and more and more and getting more overwhelmed, which, hey, there's nothing wrong with that path. There's nothing wrong with being a perpetual learner. But in terms of like fulfilling your destiny and doing something of value with your life, maybe it's time to take a pause on the learning and assess what you've learned, what you know, and see if they all work together, because chances are that most of it does, and you can do something with those. From the Angel Wisdom Tarot, we got the Two of Cups, one of my favorite lover cards. Says falling in love or the resurgence of a romantic relationship, forgiveness and the ending of challenges, exchanging gifts. Don't give up on people you love. And there's a couple toasting, holding cups to each other. There's a house in the back and an angel, like Cupid actually, with an arrow above them. Wow, you know, so this is interesting. I'm feeling like there's maybe some distraction in love for you here. You're either being distracted and, like, I don't want to say held back, but yeah, held back. Yeah, no, my guides are saying more like slowed down, right? So this love, whether it's a person, which I feel strongly that it is for you, but it could also be another thing that you want to learn, right? But you have such like a Aries, like fire, Leo, like there's definitely that. We are just into Leo season right now too, so there's definitely a fiery energy that I'm picking up from you, and that's also where creativity is born. And I do feel that this love could be of another project, another skill, another book, another certification, or a person, or both. And so your guides are just saying, like, it's fantastic to have an open heart. It's fantastic to be so passionate and excited about loving and living and learning. But don't forget the overall goal, which is to be committed to being of service in some way, and that we can have it all. You know, we can be in love and we can learn and we can give as well. But I think that there's definitely like, and oh, my guides are saying, like, it's not like you need to really rush, but they're just reminding you to find some direction, you know, to really like channel that. Like, if you're going to learn something new, let it build on what you already have. If you're going to, you know, fall madly in love with someone, there's nothing you can do to stop it, and let that be a part of it. But what they are saying, interesting, is that if you are falling in love with someone, make sure that it isn't just for chemistry, right? Like, do you have things in common with this person? Are you totally obsessed with astrology and they think it's total bullshit? Because I can tell you right now that if they're not open-minded about that, this is strictly a sexual relationship, which is fine, but you got to keep that in mind, because what might happen, and I'm just saying it might, maybe, but what could potentially happen is that you might decide that astrology isn't that great after all, after you sleep with this person a dozen times, you know, because there's this weird thing that happens with women when they sleep with somebody. They create this deep bond and connection, and that is some primal reptilian stuff, ladies. You cannot do anything about that, okay? I know there might be some men here. I know there are men here, but it's a female chemistry thing. It's part of like primal man, and how man was able to go out and, you know, impregnate many women, but women would be loyal to one man. It's just what it is, okay? So just make sure that you are conscious of the fact that this person should be in alignment with you, because they could be misdirecting you in terms of your long-term goals. Then for our angel guidance message, we see only love. Look past the seeming errors, mistakes, and misunderstandings, and see only the love within each person, including yourself. Your resolute focus upon the love that underlies every situation brings about healing in undreamed of ways. I love that. You know, it's like, don't focus on the bad, right? Look past any mistakes or misunderstandings and find forgiveness. So that's interesting. It has an angel holding a heart with wings. I feel that this is talking about people that maybe heard me go on about this Two of Cups energy and are brokenhearted. And that's going to slow you down and, more importantly, affect your journey. So take a look at like possibly where you have some blocks, and look to find forgiveness and compassion, and know that every single person on this planet is actively seeking love in their own way, and it may or may not be with you, but know that if it's not with you, it's for your greatest good and highest joy. So finally, we got the medicine card box number 25, which is a 7. I'm looking at all of your numbers now. We have an 8, a 3, a 2, and a 7. Not really any synchronicities happening there, but group 1 did have a couple of 3s. So for the fox energy, it says the wily fox has many allies in the woodlands, including the foliage, which offers protection and much medicine. Fox is seemingly able to vanish amidst the lush undergrowth of the forest. This flora is fox's ally. The ability to meld into one's surroundings and be unnoticed is a powerful gift when one is observing the activities of others. If fox has chosen to share its medicine with you, it is a sign that you are to become like the wind, which is unseen yet is able to weave into and through any location or situation. You would be wise to observe the acts of others rather than their words at this time. Use your cunning nature in a positive way. Keep silent about who and what and why you are observing. In learning the art of camouflage, you need to test your abilities to pull this off. One test or exercise that may be helpful to you is deciding to be invisible. In doing this exercise, you might try to visualize your body as part of your surroundings, full of the colors of the location you are in. See yourself in your mind's eye, moving with stealth and grace, unheeded by others. If you do it right, it works, and you can leave a party unnoticed or become as unobtrusive as a piece of furniture, watching the developing drama of the subjects you are studying. While learning from Fox, you might gain confidence in your ability to know instantly what will happen next. After observing for a while, you will become aware of a certain predictability in the given situations and be able to quickly make your move. Fox medicine teaches the art of oneness through its understanding of camouflage. This applies on all levels, from rocks to God. With Fox medicine, you are being asked to see all types of uses for oneness. Interesting, so I'm definitely seeing, like, we went from this, like, creative, loving, like, there's all that fire energy, and then it's like, okay, now it's time to reconnect with one, and to be cautious of your ego kind of dictating your life, and come back to source, and come back to your heart, and look for anything that might be holding you back or slowing you down, and become a silent observer of your surroundings. Definitely hitting the pause button, and I'm thinking that's going to come through for everybody right now, because we really want to, especially after this full moon passes, which on the day that I'm recording this, it is right now. But when you get this, we're in the aftermath of that full moon energy. And so there's just a calling out to slow down, reconnect with nature, and to have a little fun, to kind of take a breath and a breather from the learning and the loving, and just like meditate a little. Take a nice walk out in nature and enjoy life for just a moment. Just enjoy life. Yes, I love that. Thank you so much, Group 2. I am sending you so much love and light on your journey. Many blessings. Okay, Group 3, you chose the clear quartz, the master healer, the bringer of powerful positive vibrations, deep soul cleansing, and enhanced patience and prosperity. Clear quartz is such a powerful way to direct your energy and amplify it, and like you can program your clear quartz to do specific things like shield protect. I love me some clear quartz. So this isn't like the prettiest chunk of crystal, but it is definitely a nice chunky one. And I love it. I love it, love it. I feel like if you think that your crystal has to be flawless to be useful, that you are strongly mistaken. So let's take a look at the musician for you, Group 3. We have Kendrick Lamar wearing a sweatshirt that says Dreamer. Become the cure, not the symptom. Don't demand respect, command it. You can be broke without being broken. Kendrick Lamar is the most vital, audacious, and musically ingenious hip-hop star of his generation. The first musician from outside the classical or jazz traditions to be awarded the Pulitzer Prize for music, Lamar has been described as the poet laureate of hip-hop, a mesmerizing talent and de facto moral compass who describes the experience of being young, black, poor, and gifted with remarkable candor and self-awareness. His music combines a lyrical inventiveness and melodic flair. He produces panoramic soundscapes that fuse jazz, soul, and psychedelic influences with exhilarating mutant funk and time-shifting rhythms to create a multi-layered and devastatingly honest sonic portrait of African American life in a time of crisis. I mean, hot damn, that is like the most powerful bio that anybody could possibly write about somebody. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I am not that familiar with him, but I want to be now. I'll tell you what. This to me, like, that's you, right? That's your message. So this is something you either need more of or that you are currently feeling. When I pulled from the Akashic Tarot, I actually got 2 cards for you. We have the King of Scrolls and 3 of Keys, the chess game. So the King of Scrolls shows a man holding a big scroll, and then there's like a bench with a couple scrolls behind it. He's in a gated area surrounded by a lot of flowers, and he definitely looks like he's in the process of planning. I actually got like the hit. He's an architect planning his garden, like a landscape artist. And then this chess game is like, there's like a powerful move that you are about to play. Like there is something going on in your life right now where you are being highly strategic and you have some deep thought and you are taking in that energy of Kendrick Lamar, and you're like not asking, you're commanding. Like you're not saying please, you're saying do it, right? So this is definitely like you're in a place of strategy right now. When we go to the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, we got the Six of Cups, which is like, hey, you know, just be a little compassionate here. It shows a beautiful like mermaid holding a beaded bracelet and kind of reaching out to the viewer like, hey, be compassionate, be kind, show some love, you know? So I get the sense that you've recently been through something pretty traumatic, actually, and it might be like not being respected, being, you know, talked poorly to or talked about and finding out that you were being talked about, or, you know, you just have an inner knowing that people around you don't like you and are talking smack. I definitely get the sense that you feel wronged or unappreciated, and instead of kind of like wallowing, which you may have been doing, you're in a space now of like, fuck all of this, I'm gonna make things happen for me. You know, this is not how it's supposed to go down. And so the Six of Water card is just like, be compassionate, be kind, have some sympathy, and be understanding, and, you know, forgive. Oh, you got to see the good and pure in humanity and know that everybody's got some shit, right? And if somebody's been treating you disrespectfully, like, they have it harder than you. And I know that sucks to hear sometimes, especially when your feelings are hurt or you feel betrayed, you know, but it's like, if somebody is talking smack about you, they're clearly jealous of you, first of all, that you have something that they want, okay? And if they have betrayed you or lied to you, then they are living with that karmic load of being a dishonest person that takes advantage of people and hurts people and is thoughtless, you know? It's so up to you to be the bigger person. And I know that's like just such an annoying thing to hear sometimes, especially when you are older and you know that you have like the mental awareness and capability to be, you know, you could definitely wreck some people just with your words, right? But that's not really the right thing to do. So it's like, take all that energy and be smart about your next move, right? Like, just take a little pause and be smart. Funny enough, I got 2 cards from the Angel Wisdom Tarot for you as well. So, I mean, my guys are like, we really want to kind of, we have a lot of things we want to say to you, because you do feel like really charged, like with revenge. Like, I feel like you want to get back at people. And it could be a general people, like maybe you were, you know, ugly when you were a kid and now you're beautiful. You know, maybe you were overweight and now you're thin, or, you know, maybe you were made fun of for being from a different culture, but now like there's a coming up happening, you know, or a different race, and now there's more equality. And, you know, I'm just saying, like, it could be something extreme. Just use your power for good, right? So from the Angel Wisdom Tarot, we got the One of Fire, or the Ace of Wands. It says, an amazing opportunity. Be bold, courageous, and optimistic. Now is the time to take action. Do what you're passionate about. Yes. And then we got Renewal, card 20. Reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to head in a new direction. Clarity on your life purpose and your heart. You know what to do. I mean, those are those same energies. I just love how the tarot works, you guys. It just is so amazing to me. So again, here we are seeing that energy, that's like that one of fire is the Kendrick Lamar energy. And we see a young boy holding up a stick of light, and there's like a baby dragon next to him, and a tree behind him, and a potted plant that's like a seedling growing in front of him. So it's like new, fresh ideas, like feeling alive, feeling passionate, like feeling driven. You know, there's that fire that we're getting, like commanding respect. And what is it? You can be broke without being broken, you know, like, I just love that energy. But then they're all, oh, and please be kind. You know, you're mature enough now, like, you know what's right, you know what you should do, you know, like what karmically will create bad repercussions. So be cautious about your next move. But hey, guess what? The good news is that your life is absolutely changing for the best, and you are like on the move, and you're growing, you know, and this is an exciting time. You're in this state of rebirth. We've got that Pluto energy coming through. Like, we are having a death and a rebirth. And forgive those people that helped you get to this point where you are feeling like a little bit of rage, maybe a little bit of passion, right? You're feeling really excited. And if somebody pissed you off so bad to make you change your life, then you should be thanking that person, thanking them for giving you the motivation to change your life, right? And I know you're like, thank that person. That was what they did was fucked up. Like, it was mean. And that's not, you're not the karma executioner, okay? Don't worry about that. Karma is neither good nor bad. I just always have to remind you of that. Karma is just a law of energy. But you put bad energy out and it comes back around. That's a guarantee. And sometimes if you don't see it happen in this lifetime, sometimes it kind of builds up into the next lifetime. But what a lot of the times you think is not happening to them because what you see on the surface looks like, hey, their life seems great, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, right? So just don't worry about them. Take care of you. From our angel guidance message, we have confidence. Moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. I love that. You know, just, it always comes back. And this is like that group message, right? Have faith in things working out for you. Know and trust that it is meant to be, you know, and that as long as you're like doing the good, you're working for the side of good, like good things will happen for you. And then our final card here from the medicine cards, these are Native American 47, which is an 11, prairie dog retreat. Prairie dog medicine teaches that strength and inspiration can be found by retreating into the stillness that quiets the mind. The strength of this medicine is also knowing when and how to replenish your life force. Prairie dog medicine people tend to seek self-empowerment in silence and inactivity, where they can access dreams and visions without the intrusions of worldly chaos. When they re-enter the world, they are profound and powerful anchors of calm resolve amid life's storms. If Prairie Dog has surfaced in your cards today, it may be a warning that your body's fuel gauge is running low. You might need a day of silence or retreat from regular activities before you become too exhausted to carry on. Have you put your basic needs at the bottom of the to-do list? Burning the candle at both ends may weaken the punch you can normally pack when tackling the tasks at hand. Take a much needed break before you crash and burn. Prairie Dog teaches you that in order to access gifts of inspiration and renewal, you must be at peace with yourself and rested enough to recognize the blessing being offered. If you have been battling a situation without gaining ground, Prairie Dog reminds you that pushing too hard can create resistance that does not allow for interaction. Take a break. Prairie Dog says its tunnels run both ways, so now is the time to choose the back door exit for some rest and relaxation. Yes, 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 yes. This is exactly what I was saying. Like, you're fired up. And you know that you're on the precipice of some great change. I do feel that you need to hit that pause button before you move forward, because there is some anger that's fueling you, and we want to kind of clear the anger, find some peace before you make the wrong decision. And again, like, karma is like throwing a rock in a pond. Those ripples will go out and out and out, right? All the way to the edge. So make sure that that rock you throw is one of love and not of hate. Yeah. So just take a pause. This is for everybody. Okay. This is the pause button has come through for everybody. And the reason why has been different, but everyone, we need to take a little breather this week. Like, just take some days off. I know you're feeling driven and excited. Everybody's waking up to their passion and their love, and you just want to like take that pause before you move forward and revisit it in about 3 to 5 days. Yeah. Thank you so much, Group 3. I am sending you so much love and light. For those of you watching the video, if you are here with me for the goodbye, thank you so much. Please click like, please click subscribe, and if you want to follow me on Patreon, I've got a Patreon for $1 a month where I do twin flame readings, twin flame timeline readings, where we look at their heart, their mind, and their action, and we just see what those divine masculines are up to. So for $1 a month, you can help donate to me for all the effort I put out there for free. And if you share my video, that's like giving me $1. So please help me by sharing my content, whether it's the podcast or my video. And I am sending you so much love and light. Thank you for joining me. Many, many blessings. Mwah.